Hello, everybody, and I'd like to say Happy Easter to everybody out there. It's been a pretty good week here. We've had just a ton of equipment. We had the garage completely full at the beginning of the week and had mostly ran out of places to put things, but now we're all but empty. So some of the highlights of the week, let me show you a couple of things that happened along the way. Now, these are the kind of things that just make my day. This is one of the things that I had for sale, and I finished it up last, I guess, week before, and last week sold it. And then this morning, I got this. The gentleman who bought it was showing me a relatively small little area that he'd rototilled with it, but he's a culinary teacher at a school, and he's using it to teach the kids to grow their own herbs and everything. And I told him, I said, with a rototiller, if this is the only use you've got for it, as soon as you finish the fields and you get everything tilled and you've done everything you want to do, get rid of it. I get a lot of things that people buy that are annual that they use once a year and then put it off in a corner. And of course, then it sits for a whole year and they're amazed that it doesn't start after it sits a year, and I buy them. And then I'll clean up the fuel system and get everything all straightened up and clean the rust off of it and get it all clean and nice looking, and then resell it again. So I told him, don't save it for a year, sell it. I gave it to him pretty cheap because he's a really nice guy, and it's in his best interest now to sell it. He might even make $1 on it, and that's all good. But I told him he needs to sell it and just move on to the next thing. Hey, Adam, how you doing? So the next thing, and all of you are pretty familiar with, are this. This was the little piece of whatever you want to call it that ended up being the a la carte. Well, I got a text yesterday from the gentleman who bought the a la carte, and he sent me this. And this just made my day. And at the bottom underneath this, you can't quite see it. Oh, yeah, I told him I was happy to see him wearing a helmet. Now, of course, he's got an insanely fast go-kart, so he is the most popular kid on the block. He's 14 years old, and his grandfather bought it for him, and he is using it. And he told him, once he gets through school, if he gets good grades, it's his to keep. So he's using it as incentive. And I said, okay. And when he bought it, I told him, I said, it's awfully fast. Make sure he wears a helmet. And then he sent me the picture of him with a helmet. And he, as this said, the easy adjustment he refers to was adjusting the chain. And I explained to him yesterday how to adjust the tension in the chain. And it came out really good. And he said he's just loving it. So, yeah, I see Adam's hanging around here. I don't see anybody else saying anything yet. But I'm going to go ahead and throw the link out there for you, Adam, and whoever else might be lurking. And, above and beyond that, we also sold every mower we have. I think I've got 2 blowers left. Well, I've got 3, but the one I keep in the garage I'll try to keep one handy for me. I think I've got 2 blowers left, maybe 1 weed eater, and that's all I've got left. So I went out this morning and went shopping. And while I was shopping, the one thing I thought about was, what can I do that's going to be fun for the next one? Now, I love working on the mowers and everything, and they're all sorts of fun, but the a la carte was a lot of fun. So this morning we bought that. That is a full-grown human. It's a long frame racing go-kart from the late 80s. I don't know what kind of shape it's in, but I got it for a pretty decent price, and I sat down in it, and I actually had to pull the seat forward, and I'm 5'10" with a 34-inch inseam. I'm like all legs, and I still had to pull the seat forward some so I could reach the pedals. 6 horsepower Tecumseh motor. It's got enough power to go, but I've already shopped around for a bigger engine for it. Oh, we got another visitor. Hey, Wayne, how you doing?
Not bad.
You're killing me, Adam. You're killing me here. that's a little bit of what I've been doing. And of course, this will be the next a la carte. I don't know what we're going to name her yet, but we'll get to that later. We have to give her a name.
If you roll it, you'll be okay.
Well, you know how I am. The other one came with a body, and you never saw the body. This one just so happens this is how I saw it. Now, when I drove over to his house to get a look at it, there was a rope hanging off of the back of it, like a tow rope that you could tow a small yacht with, that big around rope. There was a tarp halfway across the front, and it was basically, you can see where it lives now. So it's living a sad life right now, but I see potential there. I see some fun in that.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've got a 34-inch inseam. I'm all legs. I've got no body at all. I'm all legs, and I still had to move the seat forward so I could reach the pedals.
Wow. Rare that you see that on a go-kart.
It is. Well, this is intended to race for adults.
Oh, okay.
And the only thing I see with it is the motor. I have a feeling the motor is less than beautiful. It won't surprise me if I end up putting a motor on it.
What's it got in it at the moment, Bill?
Sorry, sir?
What motor has it got in it?
It's got a 6-horsepower Tecumseh cart motor.
All right.
And I already poked around. I'm thinking maybe a 7 for this one. Go a little bit bigger than we went on the a la carte. Maybe a 7 or 7.5. Well, it's a bigger cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, the a la carte, before I put the motor on, I could hold it over my head like this. There was nothing to that cart. And that was way too much motor for it. Now, I could go Predator on this because Predators are fantastic go-kart motors. But there's 18 different Chinese Hondas that don't say Predator on it. But there's some sort of status with the go-kart people about that little Predator sticker.
I know what you mean.
I got a 14 horse. Let's throw her on.
Go on, Wayne.
A 14 single?
Wouldn't that go?
I'll bet it would. I'll bet it's got what 15, 18 pounds of torque?
I don't know.
Now, this one also has a distinction over the a la carte in that it's a full lockup rear end. It's a posi rear end. So I'm sure I'm going to be buying a new cylinder for the disc, new disc brakes for it and all that whatnot.
Yeah, plus it gives you a lot of videos.
But there you go.
Yeah.
It gives me a lot of videos, and I make sure that the neighbors still know that I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll know.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that lives right next door to me, we were talking yesterday. Hey, Tommy, happy Easter to you too. We were talking yesterday about it, and he says, yeah, and he says, I never wonder if you died or anything. He said, yeah, I try to stay obvious. And good afternoon, Barry. I'm going to sneak it over for the guys just pulling in. This morning, we went out and got the replacement for the a la carte because we had fun with it. And wait, where's it at? And the a la carte is living its best life now with a new owner. And you can see he's a happy camper running around on my little buggy. He's a happy individual on that thing. And his grandfather, who bought it for him, said that you just can't wipe the smile off his face all day long after he gets on it. And that's the new one. That's
you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of a golf cart. We know shell on it.
Of a golf cart?
Yeah.
Bill, you should offer this one when it's done to the grandfather, and then him and the grandson can go out riding together.
Well, that's true, because I've got control over the gear ratio, and I know how fast the other one went. I could make this one match speed.
Yeah.
But you that's trouble, Bill. You didn't know how fast the other one went because you bottled it.
Well, now this is fun. This picture is fun right here because it's just like, the very first a la carte picture. This is what I started with, Yeah. There wasn't much to it. It was not a pretty thing. It did turn into, something really nice along the way.
Yeah.
And got cleaned up and got, it got labeled and all that. And God knows 19 different things changed on it. But now I look at this and I think, okay, I've got another blank canvas. So now I've got to get my paintbrush out. All the wheels are no good.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, the back wheels are 18 9.5, which means they're 18 inches tall and 9.5 wide. I don't know what that translates to in Celsius. I'm joking. I'm joking. No, I don't know what it translates to in metric, but it's a good size tire. It's big. It's
18. It's 450 in it by 18.
Now, when
We're gonna
you
look
put
real
new
quick.
rubber on it, are you putting ones with treads on, or are you going to put the slicks on?
Yeah, it's 46 centimeters. No, I'm going to keep treads on this one. This
Yeah.
one's got a solid axle.
Oh yeah.
It's what they call a live axle. And since it's already a live axle, I'm going to go ahead and go that direction and make it an off-roader.
Yep.
Beach buggy, put some beach tires on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, these tires are good-looking tires. You know, if you were to look close, you can see the tires don't look bad. The only problem is they're cracked. She's been sitting.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have to buy tires for it. The seat I can probably live with. It looks good enough. The front tires look good too, but the front tires are $15 each, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so I did the budget on it, and I paid him $100 for this frame as it sits. And so I figure I'm counting on about 175 for a motor, and about 100 for the tires, and then $75 for a new clutch. So I'm going to put the full clutch on it this time. Well, it depends on how it feels.
What do you mean, a proper clutch?
Well, yeah, it had a clutch, basically like a chainsaw clutch.
Yeah.
A go-kart clutch is nothing more than a giant version of a chainsaw clutch. You know, it's much heavier and much thicker.
Yeah, you only get drive. You only get drive when it spins up, basically.
When it spins up. Well, that's how all clutches are on little vehicles like this.
I know they are. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but they make a clutch, like a two-piece clutch, a two-gear clutch that's belt-driven with a cogged belt in between.
So by the time you finish with it, what do you think that'll be worth?
9.5 wide. A friction clutch. Thank you. Yes.
What do you think that'll be worth when it's done then, Bill?
Well,
when you're putting it?
For me, it's about the fun of the mechanic. So I'm probably going to just try to get whatever I pay in parts back.
Get your money back again.
Yeah. And since I'm probably looking at about $400 or $500, that's what I'll sell it for.
Yeah.
Yeah. The a la carte, I sold for $5. And I've got to be honest, I only had about 3 in it. So I actually made money on that. And I could have sold it the first day I'd ever rolled. I got an offer for it and then walked away from it because I wasn't done playing with it yet. You know.
Wayne.
Yeah.
I saw that Chubby Butcher today with Mick's Mowers Burger.
Oh yeah, it was a good burger, eh?
Yeah.
Did you see the one that he did for the Lawnmower Detective?
No, I've only seen that one. It popped up on me. Something you might like. The
bourbon bacon jam in it, buddy. It's looking pretty good.
Bacon. Bacon makes everything good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were sitting in traffic and you had bacon, you wouldn't mind sitting in traffic.
That's right.
Is it popcorn? If you put bacon on popcorn, tell me it wouldn't be better.
Yeah. Or pop it in bacon grease.
Pop it in bacon grease, yeah. Bacon popcorn.
I tell you what, there's a lot on live this weekend, isn't there? A lot of people on. There's you on now. There's Ken's on.
Yeah,
Palmer's on.
Ken quit I was on Ken's. It stopped just before this one started. I think about 10 minutes before. 5 or 10 minutes before.
I know Tim's on. I'm like, bleeding hell, it must be because it's Easter.
It must be, yeah. And I almost didn't come on today because it was Easter.
Yeah.
I was really sort of flipping a coin back and forth, and I said, do I want to bother these fine people on Easter? Well, it's Sunday at 2. It is Sunday at 2, so it's time.
Jake's just finished better than your rider out there.
You're working today.
Well, he's got a rider he's going to deliver on Monday because he's got 2 more riders coming in. And our shed is totally filled with everything we fixed that we owned when we were slow. during the winter. So we pulled all our stuff out of storage, fixed it up. Now it's all I don't know. I think there's 6 or 7 snow blowers that aren't going to sell that we got to put into storage. So that
you'll get rid of them, won't you? You'll get rid of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, on I'd say a week ago, last Sunday, I had every square inch I had was full. I didn't have I didn't have room for another chainsaw. And chainsaw the littlest thing out there,
Yeah.
I didn't have enough room for a weed eater on the rack. And right now I've got one edger that's got somebody's name on it sitting out there, and that's it.
Good.
And I mean, it's empty. And that's why I went out this morning looking for something. And then I found this little go-kart, and I said, buddy. And he says, $150. And I said, $50. And he said, get out of my yard. And I said, okay, I could see that didn't work. And I said, how about $80? And he says, and then he says, it's right over there. And then pointed towards the gate that I walked in through. And I said, and he says, give me 100 or go away. And I said, okay, I'll give you 100.
Yeah, no, 100's a good deal. Like, think about it. That's 138 Canadian. And I don't think I could touch that for less than 250 around here in not running condition.
Couldn't you?
Well, yeah. And that one, now when I'm buying it, it's in my mind, I tell myself that motor is blown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if that motor's not blown up, that's all
That's
the
a
better.
bonus.
Of course,
Yeah.
Job one for me is because I know it's going to drive one day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop until it runs. So job 1 is 4 tires. Job 2 is the motor. First, I have to make it a roller because I can't move it around in the shop without wheels, and all these tires are flat.
And I'll tell you what, if that's a Tecumseh, I've seen a lot of old Tecumsehs that are still going today. They were good engines.
Absolutely. I'm going to give this motor a good shot first.
Yeah.
When I first pulled it, she wouldn't move, but that doesn't distress me too much. And that's part of the reason I included the clutch when I was figuring the cost.
Yeah.
It's because it's entirely possible the clutch was stuck.
And the other thing is the ignition coil could be rusted right to the flywheel too.
Yeah.
I just had one of those.
Yeah.
I just had one of those and I've only seen it once or twice.
Yeah.
A gorgeous mower. Good looking mower, but it sat outside.
Yeah.
And no, it was the Honda. Yeah, it was a good looking Honda. The Honda. Yeah. The ignition coil was plain old rusted to the flywheel.
Yeah. Yeah. Just welded with rust together. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I took the lid off trying to figure out why it was stuck and saw that, I went, I said, I've never seen it before. At first I started to take the coil off and I said, no, wait a minute, I'm doing this wrong.
I think Turning Wrenches just had a lawnmower that he did was exactly the same thing. Once he loosened off the ignition coil bolts and he moved it, the flywheel turned.
Hey, Tim, how you doing? Now, I think, somebody said that Tim was live earlier, no?
That's it. Yeah, it popped up on my subscriptions that we're doing a live at 8. So I don't know.
Now I'm going to look at mine again because it didn't pop up on mine. Oh, sorry, wrong channel. Give me half a shake here. You know what? The one thing I've discovered I don't like about breaking 1,000 subscribers is they make your number littler.
Oh no, it's been
so
took down.
See the last digit.
Been took down on my subscriptions. It's gone now, but it's shown earlier on.
Yeah, I've got nothing here.
Oh no, it's here. Scheduled for 9th at 4th at 8 o'clock, which is today.
I'm looking right now. I mean,
don't know.
See, I'm looking right now, and there's nothing there. I got Ray, I got Luke over at Mendit Man, I got Chicanic, I got Terrell, I got Heterogeneity, and My Cancer Journey. Yeah, just the normal stuff. But there's nothing at all.
Hmm. Don't know then.
And I wouldn't be missing them if I knew they were there. Tim, we got to make a deal. You got to send me an email or something when you're going live.
I thought you were going to say, got to send you some donuts back.
No, I almost got him arrested with the first set. I can't do that again. Yeah, I can already see that if I send him donuts, I'm going to get him in trouble because I already stole one set of donuts for him.
What's Michael talking about? A video on cable ties.
I don't know. I was just about to say the same.
Who's Michael?
Michael Roberts.
Michael Robert,
He says, are we going to see the video on cable ties?
whatever that means.
Now, I did one with a little zip tie, the chain one, the little chain trick,
Oh, yeah.
which is one
What
of
you
my
did
favorite
with-
little tricks. Well, it's if you have to put a master link on a chain, you put a tie strap around
Oh,
it.
yeah, right. That was a good video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it does everything you want it to do. It'll hold it out there in the middle, and if it's too far apart, pull the tie strap tighter. Yeah. That was something somebody taught me way back when with a motorcycle. And when I was doing the go-kart, I thought about that and I said, wait a minute. I remember Joe Saravelli taught me how to do that when I was probably 12 years old. I said, yeah, that was one of my tricks. That was one of those Joe knows, but nobody else does kind of tricks, you know? He used a piece of wire because I don't think tie straps were, zip ties. I don't think they were quite as prevalent in the 70s as they are now.
Yeah.
I'm older than zip ties. Good Lord. Hey, Wayne's older than plastic.
You got it.
Baker like them days, weren't it, Wayne?
Buddy, when I grew up on the farm, I think I can remember being 5 years old, being born on my grandfather's farm. And you didn't have any indoor places to go to the washroom. It was a pot on the inside, or if you had to go number 2, you had to go to the outhouse. And when newspaper came out, we were happy because we were using magazines that were, the shiny paper on magazines, Sears and Roebuck back then. That's what you used to clean yourself with.
Yeah.
So it was shiny. And then newspaper came out and we said, all right, look at this.
Oh, okay. So Adam, you know what that is? I was thinking about it's like what on tie safety. Now I do wear a tie occasionally.
No. Do you remember when Rusted were on the other day and he says, and I said, what do you do? And he says, he works at digger factory and he always cuts his arms with cable ties.
With cable ties, you're right. Sticking his
that
hand.
one.
Yeah.
And you said you have to make a video on it. And he said, I'll do it this week.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Oh, you'll notice this is a rare moment in life. No Band-Aids.
bandages.
No Band-Aids. It's very rare that I've got 10 fingers with no Band-Aids. And it's the minute I hurt myself, I go straight to a Band-Aid. But no, you see just a little scar because I kept a Band-Aid on it for one day more than I had to and put Neosporin on and 2 new Band-Aids a day.
Yeah.
And a burn mark.
Yeah.
It's gone. And that was what, 4 days ago? 4 days ago I had the Band-Aid on. It happened last Sunday, and it was one of those where all the thick skin on the finger bubbled up.
Yeah.
So it was a rough one. But that was a week ago, and it's gone. Because the minute it happens, I don't touch it in any way, shape, or form. I go straight to a Band-Aid. Then when you burn your fingertips and burn them up and get the big bubble on it, if you put a Band-Aid on and don't touch it, don't try to pop it, don't do anything to it, just put a Band-Aid straight on it with Neosporin, it won't hurt ever. It'll stop hurting almost immediately, and you're good to go. It'll go away.
What's
It's like
Neosporin? What the fuck's that?
Neosporin is like an antibiotic that comes in a little tube that you put on cuts.
Oh, so it's like an antiseptic cream.
Yeah.
I suppose so, yeah.
It's almost as good as dipping your finger in brandy.
I don't know how Brandy feels about that. I didn't say that. It was too easy. It was just sitting there. I had to. Yeah,
So,
but I don't drink, so no
did
Brandy.
Rusted to roll and do a video?
no. Well, I haven't seen it.
Does he
Yeah,
have a
I fell
channel?
behind a couple of times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I looked for his
one
channel.
video
I
on
couldn't
it.
find it. Oh, okay.
Uh, One video on it.
Usually do the when you want to
Yeah.
find somebody, when you see whatever their name is in the which way's which?
In the comments.
That way in the comments. Yeah. It's like which way's which? That way's the comments. If
Yeah.
you see their name in the comments, put an @ sign in front of their name and then Google it, or not Google it, hit it in your search, and
Yeah.
it'll usually bring their channel up.
Yeah.
You'll hit some that are very common names. You know, if
Yeah.
your name's like Adam Elliott, then it might be a little harder. Hi, Adam.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see if you looked down.
No, it's not my real name. My name's John Smith.
Your name's John Smith. Yeah.
But now,
Yeah.
have we got to guess the tool this week? Have you found out?
Yeah, I haven't got to guess the tool this time. I got so preoccupied. Well, now mind you, I emptied my garage this week. I emptied it. I've got one McLean sitting back there now, and that's it. And
what's
it's got
that?
somebody's name.
What's that? That edger you on about?
Sorry,
Is that edger?
an edger. Yeah, yes. You'll see. I do videos on McLean's often enough because I love McLean's, and they're sort of like a steel chainsaw. When you get it, you can't fix it fast enough. Somebody's waiting for it. But yeah, 2 weeks ago, I had 5 of them just sitting there gathering dust, and nobody wanted them. And then it was just rapid fire, bang, bang, bang. And a guy'd come over and he says, "Yeah, I want to get that little Craftsman edger you got." And I said, "Okay." And he walks in and he says, "What's that yellow one in the corner?" I said, "Twice as much money." And he says, "Okay, put that in the back of the truck." And what's that lawnmower over there? And I said,
Yeah.
"Just finished it. Haven't got it online yet." He says, "How much?" He said, $1.50. He says, "Put it in the back of the truck next to that yellow edger." I was like, "All righty then," you know.
That's the customers you want.
That's
Yeah, I'm going to say you don't need many of them, do you?
No.
Make a bit of money.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm not running on right now is blowers. But you know how that is. That comes and goes. I've got 2 really good looking blowers that nobody seems to want. And they're priced right. It's just not that time yet. In the fall, you can't keep blowers. In the spring, you can't keep a tiller.
Yeah.
Which is why I opened up with that school teacher that bought that big tiller from me and sent me the picture. Now, mind you, that tiller was trying to kill me. After he got it, the string broke on it. And when I went to his house, 6 o'clock in the morning, I show up at his house 40 miles away because he had school. You know, he's got a schedule. I don't have a schedule. So I've got to be good, and I got to take care of the guys that buy stuff. You know, I firmly believe it's like when somebody buys something, I'm not going to run, you know,
Yeah.
if there's because, you know, you're selling used equipment and you're fixing it. It's not always going to be perfect when you're done. You're going to have some that come back and bite you. And about twice a year, I'll have one come back and bite me. And that one, when I drove to his house, he already had it taken apart. So you know how that worked.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah. It made it a 45-minute job putting the string on it.
Yeah.
And, you know, for the big Craftsman engines, for the big Briggs engines, rather, you know, 6.5 and bigger, usually putting a cord on those is just like zing, 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 and you're done.
Yeah.
Unless you can't find the bolts. And you didn't take the cover off, so you can't remember if that little flap goes above the cover or below the cover, and you have to work it out as you go, you know. But we got through that, and we got it all done. And then, but when I was putting the new string on it, I looked at the spring in it, went home and ordered a spring. I knew it was going to break. 2 days later, he said the spring broke.
Yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning, he says, "Do you want me to take the cover?" I said, No, don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Don't touch anything. Now, and super nice guy. So I said, "Don't touch anything. I'll do it." And he says, "I'll pay for it." And I said, "No, you just bought this thing." He says, "Yeah, but that's the hazards of buying used." And I said, "Buddy, that little spring return is going to cost me $15. You just paid $400 for that. We're good."
Yeah.
You know, we're good. And so the next morning I'm out there, and then he sent me that picture that made my day. He sent me that. And and that made it worth it, you know. You tell yourself that's why I work so hard on these things, is to get that text.
Yeah.
I I've got two little rototillers, just Chinese make, just cheap and nasty. But he was down at allotment, and I'm trying to get one of them, a rotavator, a bit bigger that's got a, like you said, knackered engine or something.
This one?
Mm.
This is a big boy.
Something like that I want for down at allotment.
Yeah, this is a beast. It's usually, if I get one of these, I could probably sell it for about $500-600.
Yeah.
Has it got a reverse gear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Mr.
Here
Palmer.
it is. Echo
Good
100.
Good evening.
Happy Easter.
Thank you.
Now,
Can I
Tim,
stay
when you
for
have
half?
your lives, I would come over and jump in. I swear. I'm not playing with you here.
No. I can only stay for half an hour because I've got a live scheduled myself.
I told you. He said 8 o'clock on my subscriptions.
9 o'clock.
Fucking not.
No, it says it on my page as well that it's scheduled for 8 o'clock, but it's not. It's scheduled for
I'm
9
gonna
o'clock.
say. I just say 8 o'clock in here. Do you know what it does me though? Half the time it's like because clocks have gone
Forward, yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
I think that's what's thrown it all out.
Yeah, definitely.
That could be.
Yeah.
It could be that your clocks, that StreamYard's not synchronizing your clocks correctly.
Yeah.
But I looked at it and I was like 8 o'clock. But yeah.
No, I don't like running over the top of other people, although Bill, I will be running a long time alongside Bill at 9 o'clock.
Everybody's got to do it.
Definitely.
It's what it is.
Yeah, and I'm not one of these people. If you're going to have a live and you want to say, "Hey, I'm going to have a live on here," I'm good. I don't care. I'm good. I'll come.
Yeah.
How's your week gone anyway, Tim?
Yeah, not too bad. I managed to get some gardens cut. Done a few jobs as well. Done a bit of a landscaping job. I'm working on that Spear and Jackson hedge trimmer, and
hedge trimmer. I've made a video on it.
I'm halfway through the video, but
I
took the gearbox off, the top of the gearbox off, and it's dry with grease, and there's no grease in it at all.
Yeah.
So I took the
blades.
I think it's a pinion gear. No, the pinion gear drives the blades. Gear. And all the bearings fell out, so I need to try and find bearings for it.
Parts, yeah.
Oh yeah. It's when I take those apart, and even whenever I'm taking almost anything apart, I've got the big black magnet strips you always see all over the videos that I use. I put those underneath it, and when I drop screws, about 90% of the time they go straight to the magnet. I keep two of them on the floor below me when I'm working on the bench.
Is that one of yours, Tim? That's Brocco?
No, it's one that I was given, but I've had it up and I've had it running. It runs. It's just that I was taking the gearbox case off to see if there was any grease in it, and it's bone dry grease.
I see that a lot.
And you would think they'd put a grease fitting in there, right?
It does have a grease nipple on it.
Oh,
does it?
That makes a grease nipple on it, but I don't know. Like I said, I was given it, and I don't know how long it's been. How long it's been sitting for.
Yeah.
See, if it was turning and it had a grease fitting, I wouldn't even think about it. I just cram some grease in there.
Yeah.
It's like some streamers.
Yeah.
Gearbox in them. They've got grease in them, and half of them haven't got no grease nipples in them.
Yeah.
Well, some do.
No.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm on about some like cheaper end at market. Your stills will and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like your Screwfix special or something, ain't gonna.
Yeah, like your Challenge Extreme, like your Argos specials and things like that. They'll not have a grease nipple on them, so you have to feed the grease down there, the shaft.
Strip them down once a year and grease them.
Yep.
I've just done the same on that mower that I've just finished. That with electric start. It weren't turning on. It's stripped all motor down, and it's just like Tim said, gearbox inside, bone dry, greased it up, turns all like a new starter motor now.
Hey, Rusted to Roland, did you hear us talking about you?
He must have done.
He must have. Yeah, his ears were burning. He could hear us talking. See, in the background, that was them talking about you still. So, Wayne, anything fun coming through your shop this week?
Now he's got riding mowers lined up starting Monday. I think he's booked all week with riding mowers, 2 a week plus 1 push or self-propelled mower that's coming for next week, like this week coming up. So he's booked up. So we should be good. Other than my TV blew up in the shop the other night. I was so depressed.
All right.
And
Who's showing the sheep on the
he
bottom?
just told me he just ordered a 50-inch off of Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow. So we got that hung in the shop.
Hi, Mick.
Yeah, enjoy this. On Friday, it goes. It's gone. All
How
of it.
much?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm
Have you
figuring
asked
about.
permission?
I'm figuring about that much comes off.
Okay.
Okay.
About that, right about there. I'm going to get a self-respecting haircut. It's time.
Have you asked permission? Have you asked permission?
No, she's going to do it.
Yeah.
Now you remember, because she doesn't want me to cut my hair.
No.
Remember, I dyed it red before, thinking that she'd have
I'll
a fit
tell you
with me,
a good-
and she loved it.
I don't know whether it's ever gone up Tim's end, but with Arlie, if you went out to your mates like for on piss at weekend and you fell asleep, if you were a person go to sleep, you wake up with either no eyebrows or no hair.
Yes,
Big
very
razor, don't you,
true,
there?
Adam. Very true, Adam. Very true.
You've got meaner friends than I do.
There were one at lads. We got him. We did half his calf, half his hair, and then we got some Rizzlers, stuck him to his eyebrows and set fire to Rizzlers. So when he goes like that, he rubs them off. No eyebrows, half his hair.
Oh goodness!
Honestly, back in day, terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my friends like me more than that, or I hope they do anyway.
Yeah.
It's traditions, in it. Fall asleep first.
Yeah.
Mick must be talking about you, Timmy.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
Can't be talking about me. Sheep got curly hair.
Yeah. When he gives me a hard time about my hair, he calls me princess. So I know it's not me.
He calls me Cupcake.
I think he calls a lot of us Cupcake. I think.
Yes, Mick.
Yeah.
Well said, Mick.
Self-reflecting haircut. Yeah.
What would a self-reflecting haircut be? When you cut your own?
Yeah.
No, it's like everybody thinks that I'm like some sort of hippie person. And it's like, no, it's my wife that's a hippie. It's just she sees me asleep, so I have to do what she says.
You're too young to have been a hippie. I was a hippie.
Yeah, I would have.
I was around during the hippie days, boys.
Yeah.
I would pay for a picture of you as a hippie.
You didn't want to see me.
Oh, I sure do. I sure do.
I got a picture someplace where my hair was black and all wavy, and it was down to my shoulders, all tanned up. I looked like Mr. Easter himself. Had the beard.
Oh, I would pay for that picture.
I got I got pictures of me moose hunting where I got a top hat. Where I got a top hat on while I'm out moose hunting.
No, I just fell under the age limit. The hippies are the ones that had me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the age break for hippies was sort of between my parents and me. They were too old to be hippies, and I was still. Oh yeah, Wayne, I caught earlier when you said when you were born you were 5 years old. I said, man, you're old. If you were born, you were 5 when you were born.
Oh, I remember. No, I remember when I was 5, being like 5 years old on the farm. And back then, heat, like the upper level of the farmhouse, it was a 2-story farmhouse. The upper level of the farmhouse was the stovepipe from the living room that used to go through the second floor to give you heat on the second floor. And I remember my dad, he always had a glass of water set on a little table beside the bed. And in the wintertime, in the morning when he got up, that glass would have ice in it. It'd be frozen.
Okay, Michael's asking us an unfortunate chainsaw question. Michael, I've got to ask, we've got to open with, did you make sure you used premix? Did you put oil in with the gas when you used it yesterday?
My sentiments exactly.
Well, that would be the first logical question.
Because if you've took thingy out, if you've took
okay,
yeah, go on, spark plug out.
if you took the plug out and it
Well,
still
I took
won't
the
turn
plug
over,
out.
there's a pretty good chance. If that's the case, there's a pretty good chance that your recoil string tied itself up.
Yeah. Or how about
Yeah.
the needle bearings being seized up?
Well, but if you used it yesterday and you used premix, usually you wouldn't go straight from running to tied up unless it sits for a while.
Yeah.
I would bet that your recoil string, because imagine that you've got the outside of this pulley here and the string's running around the outside. And what'll happen is if your string jumps, it runs around, it'll tie around the axle, and it's a much shorter circumference around the axle.
Yeah.
So it's more than the string could do to pull it to unwind it again.
Yeah.
You're going to want to. The good part is on a chainsaw, you've got 2 screws over here towards the blade on the handle side or on the pull side, and you've only got 1 here. You've got 4 screws, maybe 5, depending on the brand. Pull that whole recoil off. It just hops right off once you take those 4 or 5 screws off. Pay attention to your primer bulb. If your primer bulb comes out that side, on most of them, the primer bulb will stay there. But there's that's Amazon.
It's saying, Bill, it were okay when he fished with though yesterday.
Well, yeah, but I'll bet you it could be that infamous last pull. When he pulled it and it started, it could have pulled the string back faster than expected. And the string might not be perfect. And if the spring came off track, it would wind around that axle.
Yeah.
And it it would still run okay.
Yeah.
It could be that the problem actually happened. And I would bet a nickel on this one. I would bet 2 nickels on this one. I'm not much of a betting man.
Likely what happened. Or it could be the pulley that the recoil rope goes into. A piece broke off of the OD of it.
Not impossible, yeah. But the good news
rope
is
slipped out of there and did what exactly you're saying.
Yeah, Michael, that's a super easy fix. It's just pull the side cover off that's got the recoil on it, and the recoil will come off whole. Now, keep in mind, if you have to pull, when you have the side cover off, if you have to pull the actual recoil mechanism off, it's going to unwind on you. Then you're going to want to watch. I think I've got a video on it, rewinding the springs.
Yeah.
Rewinding the spring is just no fun at all. It's almost easier to spend $12 on a new spring. But yeah, it's if you've got the plug out now, Michael. If you've got the plug out and it's plain old frozen, the more I think about it, the more I'd make. It's probably a tied up rope.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't surprise me if it's on the motor side, so that when you pull the cover off, you can actually see where it's tied up, and then just basically retie it, because you could have. Now, I've done this before. I'm guilty of this myself. You pull it to start it, and then it gets out of your hand.
And it snaps back in.
Yeah. And that's the time when it has the biggest opportunity to wind up around itself.
Yeah.
You really don't want to just let it go free, especially when the motor's running, because it'll come back in even faster than normal. It's got the extra advantage. I don't know FCO. Nope, I've got implementation of sustainable improvements. That's probably not it. That sounds like a company that exists for itself. Custom web and mobile app development. Finishes and technologies. No, I got nothing. Oh, so I see how you are, Tim. You're going live now, huh?
No.
No, he's eating.
I'm eating.
Eating turkey dinner?
No, I just got a thing. It says 13 minutes ago. I got it from GCP. But it says live in 30.
Yeah.
So I see how you are, Tim. I see how you are. So you
Have you got
watch
any
these guys.
You got any more new members, Tim?
Sorry,
You got many new members?
I'm up to 339 subscribers.
Get in there.
Yeah.
Slowly. Keep plodding.
Yeah.
So yours today, Bill, 1.15, right?
115, yeah.
Yeah.
It's moving along okay. I probably get EFCO chainsaw. Okay.
Yeah, I never heard of an EFCO.
I
It's
am.
Italian, that's why.
Italians make all right pizzas. That's about as far as it goes.
Yeah.
You can order them here from Acme Tools.
Acme.
Acme.
Wiley Coyote.
Wiley Coyote brings it. Yeah.
Wiley Coyote is Acme's biggest customer.
Yes, he
Woody
is.
Woodpecker.
He might be Acme's only customer.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, looking at it. Now that doesn't have the side cover I'd expect, but looks like a 4-bolt cover. That should come off pretty easy. Show you what I'm looking at. Look something like that, Michael.
Looks like an I-nail one to me.
Mm-hmm.
With colour and shape in it.
I don't think I've seen one that looks quite like that. I'm sort of used to seeing the primer bulb opposite the choke lever on one side or the other. Or you see the primer bulb coming out the cover right about there.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yeah, I'd bet you a nickel that you've done nothing more than tie the rope up. And if that's the case, that's when you take the side cover off, you'll find it comes off really easy. But when you put it back on, jiggle the rope, pull it in and out just that much, jiggle the rope around to put it back on to make sure that it doesn't, that the cogs in it line up correctly.
Normally, this kind of stuff happens when you loan your chainsaw to your neighbor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time. Yeah.
Every time.
People don't treat your equipment the way you treat your equipment. That's just how it is, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I had another good thing happen on Monday was like 3 or so weeks ago. I pushed that little button and I finally saved up enough money where they'll actually pay me.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not much, but it's money, you know?
No, but it always gets bigger.
That's the way I look at it. Yeah.
It normally doesn't get less. Except in, I would say you see a drop in January, February, like during the winter months, it normally drops off.
You know, the first go-kart I got because it was February, and I couldn't give away a lawnmower in February.
No.
So I got the go-kart to give me something to work on.
Yeah.
And this next go-kart that I picked up today, well, now I say I picked up today. I made a deal for it today. I pick it up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I found that, I was like, you know, do I want another go-kart? Yeah, I think I do. Especially a bigger one, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Because that little one, it really felt like a Widowmaker when you were driving it.
Yeah.
I said put it back up because Timmy won't have seen it.
Oh.
No.
Next go-kart. Looks like a golf buggy to me. We had no shell on it.
Yeah, we were saying we started.
Looks like some off Caddyshack.
That was the old one when we first started.
Yeah,
Then we got her up to that. And then she moved over, and now she's somebody else's favorite toy. And you can see.
Yeah.
That's what you're working for, the smile. Smile and a helmet. That's the two things I want to see.
Yeah.
And now today we got this.
Oh, bloody hell.
Now she looks a little rough, but this is an adult version of a cart.
Yeah.
So I won't have to do a whole lot of torching on it. I don't know if I'm going to keep the roll bar or not, but one case for keeping the roll bar is that's where the seatbelt attaches.
Yeah.
I'd keep it.
See that headrest back
What
there?
end is on it?
That's
Yeah.
because it's got so much torque that your head bangs off of that. You need some padding there.
Well, now the little one that I just built actually had more motor than this has got right now.
Yeah.
But that was a little bit of a killer.
What size
engine's on
engine
it?
is it, Bill?
Sorry.
What size engine in it? Tim's asking.
This one is a 6, and I looked into it. It's got 9 pounds of torque. The a la carte, when we finished, I took it to a go-kart shop and we did a few little tweaks to the motor. And she was running about 7 1/4 horse, and she was running about 12 pounds of torque.
Bloody hell.
Which, and again, it's a frame that I could carry over my head if I wanted to.
Yeah,
So, it weighed nothing. This
Yeah.
one's got a little bit more substance to it than that one had. So I think twice as strong. I could see a small motorcycle engine in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look, it's got plenty of room back there for more motor.
Yeah.
What, a
We're on-
125 or a 250 or something? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but I got to think though, it's with the a la carte. What I learned from that, you learn as you go. In life. Yeah, Everyday Project says the mantra of every smart person in the world: don't loan out tools.
Yep.
No, don't loan out tools. You give them away and hope they come back. When you're
Yeah.
loaning a tool, that's what you're doing. You're giving a tool away for free, and you just hope it'll come back in one piece again. But yeah, I figured this one, I don't know if I'm going to go with the Predator motor or not. If a good motor falls in my lap, it's a little bit bigger, I'm going to go with it. Because there's no saying it's got to be that. And I also thought about, let me find it real quick. There was another motor I looked at that the price was right. AlphaWorks makes a go-kart motor, a 7-horse, and it's really cheap.
Oh, that's a good price.
How much?
$140.
Can't buy a gas tank for that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see, I'm already sort of, and I always throw things in the cart and then ponder them. See, back tires. And I still have to get, I just bought it this morning. I haven't put my little wish list together for it yet. But yeah, I looked and it's like, okay, 3,600 RPM. Now that's where I ran 40 miles an hour on the other motor.
Now,
But this
what
is-
site is that you're getting these parts from?
Amazon.
Oh, that's from Amazon. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if I'm going to go with it. A Predator motor is a little more expensive, but it's got more reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been looking at the 7s and 7.5s up to about 9 and pondering what engine to do.
Yeah.
The question is, how much motor can I put on without it, killing me? Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those game fishers.
A 1.2 air cooled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a canoe with a 5-horse outboard. I'll tell you what, a 5-horse outboard on a 9-foot canoe.
Goes.
When you hit the gas, the canoe'd go like this. It would just roll it in the water. Yeah, don't let you borrow anything. Yeah. You got their motor. Well, but you did the decent thing, because a 1.2 game fisher is probably a $150 motor tops now.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing it back in a cardboard box is no fun.
No.
Well,
But at
guys,
least you did contribute.
I got to hit the road and get this TV down and clean up the area so we can install that new one tomorrow. Have a happy Easter, everybody.
And
See
you,
you
Wayne.
later, Wayne. See you,
See you
Wayne.
later, Wayne.
Happy Easter.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
stay out,
stopping.
stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
We'll try.
Okay, bye.
I'll see you later, Wayne.
All
See
right,
you later,
Billy.
Wayne.
Okay, now I think because Adam, first time you came
Yep.
up was on one of these, right?
What?
First time you said you came up on one of the lives was over here.
Yeah, first time coming live with yours.
Yeah. I think we need to get Everyday Projects to come up. What do you think?
Why not? Why not? If Tim's going up, somebody else has got to come up.
See, there you go. Yeah, we gotta fill up the hole.
Yeah.
We've got an
We
empty
don't like
hole
our
here in the
numbers.
corner. So what do you think, Everyday Projects? You want to come up live?
Where's he from? Do you know?
But we'll find out, I suppose.
Yeah.
Now it's a drum roll. Everybody's waiting for him.
He says no camera.
Ah, no camera will slow you down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got cameras everywhere in my world. I
Yeah.
can't get 6 feet away without something being here, you know?
Porn star in a past life, that's what it were.
Yeah.
Oh, cameras.
You know who's not here today is Paul.
Yeah.
No, no. He sent me an email, but I've not received it, so I don't know what he's done. Hold on a minute, didn't he say he won't be here this week?
Oh,
Sure,
he
he's
said he
got
wouldn't?
some on.
I'm shy. Yeah.
Now keep in mind that, you know, it's easy to be shy, but it's just as easy not to be.
Yeah.
You got to remember that nobody can say anything that can hurt you.
No.
Oh, now you see what happened? We said your name 3 times and you showed up.
It is.
It's like Beetlejuice. We said Paul, and there you were.
Right, gents, I'm going to drop off because I'm going to go and get ready for my live stream.
Right, Tim, I'll bump across in a bit, all right?
No problem, Adam.
See you in a bit, Tim.
Yep.
See you later, K.
Yep. I'm just going to run a little bit more anyway, so I'll probably hop over a little bit.
No problem. Speak to you later.
See you later.
See you in a bit, Tim.
See you later.
I've been listening. I'm busy. I'm trying to cook.
Ah, what you making us? Oh, that's a
Prime
rib, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Hey, it goes on sale every Easter for $6 a pound. I can't pass it up.
What is it?
$6 a pound.
Yeah, no, what? Meat.
Oh, prime rib.
Prime rib, that's good
Steak.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I always buy 2 every Easter because it goes on sale. I cook one and I put one in the freezer.
Roast beast, yeah.
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 Yeah, prime rib is roast beast for sure. Yeah, I've got a ham in the oven now. For us, it's for Easter's always a ham, and then Christmas and New Year's, or no, Thanksgiving and Christmas, we go back and forth on ham and turkey. I like ham better, so.
Anyway,
Yeah, I do
Paul,
too.
I didn't get that email you've sent me.
I'll try it again.
Did you email me or you didn't go through Facebook, did you?
No, I did an email through Gmail.
Right. I just wanted to let you know I received. I went through it earlier today thinking, I've not replied to that email. I went through it and I'm like, I've not received one. Not in my junk.
Yeah, no worries.
Let you know. No rush.
I know, and I was wondering too.
Everyday Projects is saying doesn't want to necessarily show everybody his mug. Like, trust me, if it was a beauty contest, you'd be looking at the 2,939 billionth and 1 and 2 here now. It's not a beauty contest.
Might be after she shaved your hair off.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I am entirely. This is driving me nuts. I shouldn't be able to do that with my hair. I shouldn't roll over and get caught on my own hair at night, you know?
Yeah, I had my hair long once. I don't like having to use conditioner in my own hair, you know?
Right.
Yeah, Bruce is here. He's saying, hey, he's up to his eyeballs in editing. Yeah, I know that feeling.
Oof.
I've got two of them sitting in front of me that I keep saying I'm going to do it tomorrow, but 2 days in a row I just put it off and didn't do it. Everyday Projects. I'm really ugly. Hey, we're all really ugly. That's the nature of being under engines all day long. Is it's going to beat you up a little bit. Okay, now I say we're all pretty ugly, and then glamour shows up.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
need.
Jeff.
I don't need cream rinse or anything on my head, but I could use it on my mouth, on my face.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With everyday projects, he's saying, "I don't know, I'm shy and I'm too ugly to do this." Like, I don't know if you've noticed everyday projects. Yeah, okay. Everybody here who's under 60, raise your hand. Now you see how that worked, right? And we're still here, and we don't care.
Right on.
You're back home, bro.
Pardon me?
You're back home.
Yes, sir.
I
1 week in a day now. 1 week in 1 day.
thought you would have, what you call it? I thought you were putting in for immigration.
Oh, you're going to stay in Mexico now, eh?
Yeah.
So anyway, I just thought I'd stop and say hello. I really do want to. I don't want to get behind on my editing this year. That was one of my, when I was down in Mexico, kind of thinking about this for 3 months.
Yeah.
I thought I better get my act together and not let my editing get so far behind that I've got 20 videos to do, and it's just depressing.
Well,
I hit a milestone.
You'll
on
make them
YouTube
out watch
today.
him.
I hit a big milestone today. I hit 250,000 views.
Oh, well, there you go.
Wow.
That's something,
Yeah.
Because I get probably 1,200, 1,300 a day now.
Right on.
But of course, over a year's time, it was around 12 or 13 a day, and then it was around 20 a day, and it sort of worked up.
I'm just having a little look at my lifetime. I'm not going to tell you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Come on. We know it's going to be high.
I figured yours is probably 15 or 20 million.
21.
Yeah.
Million.
21. Yeah.
What view?
21
That's a lot of
million
views.
views. Yeah.
How many subscribers, bro?
43,000.
Fucking hell.
Nice.
So everyday project.
Adam,
Everyday projects is talking about being too old to do this. Just think.
It took 10. It took 10. I got to interrupt. It took 10 years.
Yeah, but it's still a lot. It don't matter whether it took 10 years or it took 2 years. It's still a lot.
But that means that 21 million times somebody saw Bruce and said, "Hey, I got to check this out." 21 million times.
But you see the stats, or they watch for 5 seconds and they're gone.
Well, yeah.
Does it tell you that? Does it tell you if they watch the whole video to the end or not?
It's average.
I think, yeah, they've got clicks and click-through rates and all kinds of stuff that I don't really get.
Yeah.
I watched one of your videos yesterday, Bruce. I looked at it. It was 5-year-old. I was like, I think it was on Mountfield or something.
Okay.
Yeah, trouble with.
I try doing. I'm doing a chainsaw right now, but I try doing tillers, snow blowers, anything, even trips to some ravine in Mexico, and I don't get any views. I stick to lawnmowers, and my views stay up there. I don't know what it is.
Bruce, I don't know if you caught it earlier. The a la carte found a new home.
Oh, did you sell it?
Well, yeah, the guy sent me a picture of his 14-year-old grandson, like that with a helmet on. Because I told him this is a widowmaker, man. 40 miles an hour is scary that close to the ground. But he had the visor up on his little full face helmet, and all you could see was.
Right on.
So today I got bored, so I went and got another one.
Better one.
Hey, and I say leave the roll cage on.
Yeah, this one's bigger. This one's for full-grown humans.
Okay.
Yeah, that's this one. I had to pull the seat forward so my feet would touch.
Nice.
I don't know if I'll keep the cage, but I probably will because it's got the headrest on it.
Yeah, and
I would keep it.
If you turn it over, you might live.
Well, yeah. You take your chances when you're going through the day.
I'll tell you something though, that headrest looks really high. I thought personally about 7 foot.
All right. Well, I'm going to slip away, guys. I just thought I'd stop in, Bill, and say
See you later, Bruce. Nice seeing you.
Yep.
Okay.
Hi, Bruce.
Thank you. Please drive through.
Yeah.
And it's like,
there we go.
Hi, Bill.
He's been doing it 10 years. If anybody deserves it, he does.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's like a super good guy.
Oh, I like Bruce. I usually watch his videos. You know, if I'm searching for something, like whatever, like you say, a chainsaw or something, you can guarantee Bruce has got a video on it. I've done that more.
Well, he spent 10 years.
Mm.
I tell you, you saw that picture I showed you, all that little stuff in the background. When I pick this up tomorrow, part of the deal I made was I'd clean up the carburetor on a welder he's got.
All right, yeah.
And I'm gonna do a video on that, but I'm gonna make it part of the reason I want to do a video on it is I want to pan the camera around on the tripod so you can. This guy has 2 of every single thing you've ever thought of in your entire life.
Nice.
Everything. He's got 2 of them.
I don't know how he copes with 2 wives.
It's when he showed me the go-kart, it wouldn't amaze me if there's not 2 more go-karts. He's probably got 2 wives, maybe 3. I mean, he's got everything. If you can think of it, well, if you look in the background, there's let's see, a propane tank. No, I see 2 propane tanks in the background. He's got like 11 welders, and one of them, at least one of them, you use a trailer to carry it to the job site.
Yeah,
it's got like a an 80-horse motor, 4-cylinder engine.
I watched one of it by a big one. You know, one of these what you tow behind your car, proper welder.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and he bought it from an auction in America, somewhere in America, and it were battered and beaten. Anyway, this guy gave it to his brother-in-law who repaired stuff, and basically he got this. I think it was about 10 and a half grand worth of welder. He bought it for about $1,500. And it cost him 200 quid to repair. But he bought it because that's what his job does. He does mobile welding. But he got no clue how to weld it. And I thought, I was looking at it. It was about a 45 minutes hour video. And I watched from start to finish.
Yeah.
Right. Intrigued me, as you're going to get it running type thing.
Yeah, I try to keep my videos under 15 minutes every time. Yeah. Only because it's like, that's a long video, It's a long time to ask somebody to sit still. And my wife gave me a hard time. The last video I put out was like 7 minutes and 47 seconds. And she goes, you cut out how much footage? I said, I don't know, an hour. And she reminded me of the 8-minute rule. There's an 8-minute rule in YouTube.
Is there?
If you do 8 minutes, you get an extra ad slot.
Right.
Well, yeah, you got to go at least 10 is what I was told. And then tell your subscribers to watch at least 30 seconds of an ad before you click off instead of the 5 seconds. And you get a little bit more. I do that all the time. And I try to watch a video and let it go all the way to the end, especially with small channels. Just let it go all the way to the end. I don't care if an ad pops up at the end and 30 seconds of that ad, then click off and then hit like. And then so it's like you watch everything. And sometimes I click on ads and browse through like some of the ads. I'll click on them and then I'll browse their website for a little bit and then I'll come back.
Yeah, and when you go to their website, there's actually a 30-second rule on that too.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I just browse around for 30, 40 seconds, maybe a minute. Sometimes it's longer because I'm actually interested. And then I'm too cheap to buy anything. So I was like, nice to see the prices and get an idea where prices are, and that's about it.
Well, yeah, I'll tell you, it's in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to have, I don't know, I've got Tuesday and Friday slotted right now for videos. And I've got a couple of videos sitting, but I might do that carburetor that I do tomorrow for Tuesday. Like I said, there's a couple slotted in already, but I might push them back a little bit towards, later in the spring and put other stuff in, save the lawnmowers and all that whatnot for later on in the spring when everybody's actually got grass, But I tell you, I found my best videos they start with how to.
All right.
My top 10 videos all start with how to. Yeah, Everyday Project saying he does his longer and shorter. And absolutely.
Well, that makes sense, Bill.
I'll tell you one thing I don't like about YouTube. I don't like them shorts videos, what they've brought out. You know, it gives you a clip for about 20 seconds.
Oh, yeah. Well, now remember, all the ads that they pop are all based on your browser.
I know. But what I'm saying is why I have so many short videos. I know the clips like up and coming and stuff. I understand all that side in it, but I just think it's pointless.
Yeah, an everyday project. You're right. The ads actually pay more only because they're longer videos and you get more ads in. And a how-to. It's like I've got a how-to of like one of my more popular ones, a how to fix a mower that has no compression, or how to fix a mower that backfires, or what to do when your pull cord won't pull anymore.
Yeah.
Or how to get your missus to cut your hair.
Well, yeah, and funny enough, it's Michael actually talked about his pull cord not pulling. Now, because he said chainsaw, it's a different story.
Yeah.
But you know what the most common reason that a lawnmower chain cord won't pull is?
Hydrolock.
Something's under the mower.
Good point.
You never think about that. It's like in the video, because, I've got green screen and I can do every little magic trick you can think of in the videos. So I picked the mower up and there was an alternator underneath it, which wouldn't, and nobody ever said a word about the fact that alternator did not fit under that mower.
That's crazy.
Because it's just there's not enough room under the deck for a car alternator to fit. But when I opened it up, there was an alternator under there, and I said, okay, first thing you do is check for things. People would joke around about make sure there's no alternators under your blade. But yeah, the number one thing is for make sure there's nothing tying your blade up, because you'll hit where string gets tied up in it. Somebody will run over a net or something, and it won't turn over, and it's because there's just something tied up in the blade.
And I will say, like, what are those? Volleyball net, but not that. It's the little birdie thing that you hit with a small thing.
Yes.
My stepfather destroyed a deck on a riding mower with one of those. I literally had to go buy a whole new deck. I mean, I rebuilt it, and it still was cutting wrong. He bent the deck.
Oh.
I don't know how in the world he did that.
Yeah,
and I changed everything.
Told me with a rider today that it looks like, from what they described, it looks like they stumped the deck. Yeah, it's if you run over a stump with a mower, it's almost always the death of the mower.
Oh yeah. Even a push mower, I mean the shaft. Yeah, I mean this bends everything up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean this is a good looking company, that a good looking mower. And they said the motor's locked up. And they were only asking $250 for it, but let's be honest, if I'm buying a new Kohler motor for it, I'm going to be out $900 for a motor.
Oh, easy.
And it would be hard to get $1,100 out of a rider, out of a used rider.
Yeah, a lot of people around here they buy the riders and they sell the riders, and I'm not to that financial stage where I want to put that much money up for
if you break the key on the flywheel, you're getting really dangerously close to wrecking the motor, bending a crank. When that key breaks, that key is not easy to break. That's like, ow. And Everyday Projects mentioned changing the title to see if they get more hits. I don't know if you know, but when you're in YouTube, there's also keywords you can add on. Let me go look. Let me find that section real quick.
Well, you can add a keyword in the description. Yeah. When you look at more.
When you go down to show more, then you've got tags.
Okay.
There you go. Let me put that up. I brought one up real quick. If you look down here, we'll get a little bit bigger. And you've got the tags here. And tags is the same as adding something in your description, but it's not actually in the description.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, you want to add tags, and that's under. Let me go back to normal size. This is when you would normally post the video. The one I picked was just where the old cart got the motor back, got the Predator motor. So if you go to the very bottom, you see that little show more. And when you click it, it brings all the stuff up that was hidden. And things like allow automatic chapters. For any video more than 3 minutes, you want to add chapters. And allow places also. And that is very much an advertising thing, but it's harmless for you. And if you are being paid for something, then go ahead and do contains paid promotion, because it doesn't hurt your ads or anything, but it will target your ads. It won't hurt your ads. It'll target your ads. And nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
And you can see for this, I never touch recording date and location because there's just no reason to do it. It doesn't, you don't gain anything from touching those. If you say allow embedding, this means, because you can see this one allows embedding. That means that Paul could come up tomorrow and say, hey, I want to steal that 1 minute out of his video and put it in my video. That means he's allowed to do that. And notice underneath it, publish to subscriptions feed and notify subscribers. So that means that I have an advantage to him stealing pieces of my video. And God knows it's happened. I've seen 20 different times where people stole a piece of my video. I don't care. You know, it doesn't bother me even a little bit. And sampling, I always let them be very fussy about your category. Make sure your category is correct. And that's under show more. You can't even see it unless you look for it. And hold inappropriate comments, because you're always going to hit one I don't get them very often. I'm very lucky, but you're going to hit one every now and again. That's just sort of impolite, let's say.
Yeah. Well, see, I'm a moderator on people's channels for the live stream, so I get a little wrench, and I read all the comments. Sometimes I miss some of what's going on, but I'm reading all the comments. If anybody puts any language, or if it's not allowed on that channel, I just delete their comment.
Yeah.
I don't block anybody. I don't put them in timeout or anything. I just delete their message, and then another more experienced moderator, they can make the decision whether they want to ban them or block them or whatever.
Yeah, and like I keep my channel pretty much G or PG.
Yes.
Mine's kid friendly. You can safely watch my channel on the television with a child in the room, and the child would be bored out of their mind, but you wouldn't hit anything offensive. Unless me wearing shorts offends you. In that case, you're going to see all summer long. All summer I'm in shorts. You know.
Well, you're in Texas. You better be wearing shorts.
Oh yeah, and I told my wife we've got what we call the lawnmower budget. If the lawnmower budget ever makes money, which it almost never does, because I tend to sell things, a little bit too cheap. But if it ever makes money, I'm going to spend that money on an air conditioner for the garage.
Oh, that would be nice. Instead of just fans.
Dad, I got my own.
Yeah, the fans are okay, but when it's 114 degrees out. Okay, the keywords, everyday projects, the keywords are called tags, TAGS. And when you go to where edit the video and go down to where it says show more, and then scroll down even farther, you'll find your tags. It's about in the middle of it. But yeah, the tags are good because, like, let's say you're, like in the case of that one, because go-kart is spelled differently in different places. The only thing I put in my tags was the name of the motor, and I put 3 different spellings for go-kart. And then go-kart people, no matter how they type it in, will find it. Whether they're interested, that's another story, but they'll find it. Yeah, that's what I care about,
Well, see, and I watch channels that have hour long. Like I just watched probably 2 hours this morning in between doing things. So I'll put it on for 10 or 15 or 20 minutes, and then I'll come back to it and finish and keep going. But I watched it on making biochar. Like 2 hours worth of it today. I mean, I'm starting a garden, so I'm going a little overboard.
Yeah, I've got a garden. It's all St. Augustine. Well, now in the UK, they call the yard the garden, right?
What do you mean the yard, the garden? The yard's the back of the house.
Oh, okay. See, it's like I keep hearing Tim. He talks about cutting the garden.
Yeah, cutting garden, cutting grass, which can be front or back.
Yeah, to me, the garden is where the grass ends and other things start. You know.
Oh no, it's all garden. If you've got a patio, that's part of garden.
So it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah. Do you know what I do find funny? I always have done. People in different countries call the same things different names.
Yes. And that's not just here. That's everywhere.
Yeah, well, like we'll call boot a car, you'll call it a trunk, for instance. It's the same thing we all refer to, but it's just a different name.
Probably too much.
Sorry, my phone's been beeping until it burns out.
Is it the better half?
So
Or
what
is
you
it
got
just
me
people
tweet them, Bill? Apart from go-kart.
Well, what I've got on the bench right now, I've got a couple of videos saved up. Like I've got a really good looking John Deere push mower. I've got, of course, the go-kart's going to become a star for a couple of videos.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I got it. I got it to give me something to aim a camera at, and it'll entertain me a little bit.
I look forward to it, Bill.
I've got to keep in mind though, I'm going from a 10-inch diameter to a 18-inch diameter wheel, which means the gearing has to consider that.
Yeah.
So are we buying some more gears then? Ratio.
Yeah, this one's definitely got a jack shaft in it, a long two-sided jack shaft. Everyday project. If you're just getting started, go get DaVinci. You want DaVinci. Get the free version, but get DaVinci. It is a rock star. It is the best. If you're going to go through the effort of learning some software, learn the best. Because the way you go when you start is probably how you'll end up. And you can do things with DaVinci you just can't do with anything else. It's nice to have Fusion and Fairlight. Fusion is basically everything. It's how you do special effects. And Fairlight is all about audio. It's all about audio editing. But they come as part of the free version of DaVinci. Now, the learning curve is pretty straight up and down. It's pretty tough. But once you learn it, you know it. So it doesn't matter. Okay, gentlemen. I know it's a little early, but I think I'm going to pop over to Tim for 5 minutes.
I'm going to pop over to Tim and all.
Yeah, I will too.
So I'll see you on Grasscoat Farmers channel.
Yeah. Yeah, go hop over there a little bit, and that way I don't have to be posting.
All right, see you in a bit.
Yeah.
Nice
to see you all. Sorry for the... Bye.
Okay, everyday projects. Look at DaVinci, and I think you'll love it. And we'll see you next time.